Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back. It's your boy Victor Maestro, and we back with another episode of Black Unsung Sports Heroes. I hope you enjoyed the last one. I've been getting a lot of feedback, positive feedback, and I want to thank everybody that's been taking the time out to comment to the video. And without further ado, let's get into it. Charlie Sifford is the guy we coming out with today, man. And a lot of y'all probably don't know who he is. Some of y'all might not. Some of y'all might know who he is. But one thing I know, and this has been a common theme amongst all these people, is this guy was never covered in the history books. So let's get into some key facts before we get into this description. Because I just really want to be clear about one thing. Without Mr. Sifford, there would be no Tiger Woods. So we definitely got to put some respect on this man's name. Because in 1961, Mr. Sifford defied odds and became the first black American to play Major League. He became the first American to play golf in the PGA Tour. And in the 60s, this was a major accomplishment because this is it's a fraternity, so to speak, a whole situation where you got the white man and his people, and they chilling, and they don't want nobody on the outside getting in. And when I say outside, I mean anybody of color. Well, and that's crazy because for some, this guy, Mr. Sifford, is considered the Jackie Robinson of golf. So it's ironic that a man this talented, you wouldn't want to want to let him get into your society, especially when you're supposed to be the best. And what made Mr. Sifford's fight so unique was because, most times when you go in a battle, especially if you think about the basketball, when they do the protest, they're doing it, at a unison hand, teammates locked in. It's just a whole team movements. Even football, they do the same thing. They bracing arms. They, everything, everywhere it's a team sport. You have somebody that, like baseball too. You have somebody that you can lean on to, to fight with you, even if it's not real. But what made Mr. Sifford's thing is he was fighting by himself because nobody wanted to hit him. I mean, you gotta think about it. In golf, all you got is a caddy. And I don't know what kind of caddies you done seen, but I ain't never seen too many caddies that look like they can whoop something. They all look like some wine dealers to me. So it's basically safe to say that he was out there by himself, politicking by himself. And this is dangerous because when history has showed you when a society doesn't want you to be a part of it, it'll do any means necessary to get you out the way. So, he had to deal with death threats. He had to deal with, a lot of things that were going on behind the scenes. And he still, what did he do? What winners do when they presented with a challenge. They stepped their game up and they won because in the years of 1952 and between 1952 and 1956, the man won over 4 titles, 5 to be exact. So it's a wonder that it took 5 more years after this feat for this man to get a call up. So, I just wonder, what was going through the PGA's mind at that time, because it's got to be an awful lot of hate to recognize the talent and see it flourishing. And instead of recognizing, you try to, I guess, prove your point because later on down the line, you let the man in. But, it's funny how some athletes, and we'll say Tom Brady to be a good example, they defy Father Time because even in the twilight of his career, he still won multiple titles. So not only did y'all player hate on me, but the legend is here himself, and I'm here to ball out, and that's what I'm doing. Because, I got all this black essence, all this swag, and I'm dripping up and down the sidewalk. And when I get on this golf course, it's dripping. So I'm on another playing field than my peers, and that's what you're seeing. It didn't matter if you put him with the Negro League, which was, I guess, at this time a step down, or where you put him, because all he did was ball. And I really bet that if he was allowed more time in the PGA, he would have won more. I mean, because is there really a big difference in black athletes than in white athletes as far as when you get in the field? Because I imagine at this time you had pro golfers that was elite, but they was of color. So it wasn't like he was beating up on middle schoolers. I mean, the man was out there with grown men just like he was. So, and he was dominating. So, he should have got a call up. But it came to a head because in 2004, man, he got his game blessed. His persistence paid off. His hustle was recognized. I mean, he was inducted into the World Golf Hall of Fame. I mean, any athlete, that's the dream. When you started from football, you don't want to just athlete. You want to make it to the Football Hall of Fame. That means you was out there doing legendary stuff. And this man was a legend in his own sense, which makes me wonder, why was this man not talked about more? Because this man was a dominant figure. And those are just a couple examples, because he was winning. He won a lot. And when I say a lot, he won a lot. And it's just baffling that we don't even reflect on that, because this man was obviously a great talent. And even the great Tiger Woods had to reflect on it and say that without Mr. Sp8rts' persistence and his willingness to combat inequality in the sports world, it wouldn't be no Tiger Woods. And that in itself, it says a mouthful, because everybody needs a hero. Some people, it's a lot of people that took that walk as far as trying to cross over or make it to the next level that didn't make it because they couldn't take it. The skin wasn't thick enough, or, the death threats were too real. So a lot of people didn't just make this walk. That's why it's a definitely a applaudable moment, and it's a moment that has to be recognized, because, would you really go to work, and you was getting death threats, and a lot of us, we quit jobs for little nothing. I mean, I done seen somebody quit it because they ain't like the way the supervisor was looking at them. So just imagine your supervisor calling you all kind of words, and your peers calling you words, the crowd calling you words. Your caddy, he's scared, and because he a wine dinner. So he don't know what to do. So it's just a testament of the persistence and the courageousness that this man would do all that just so. And I'm not saying he did this to make a way, but he did. He made a way for me. He made a way for Tiger. He made a way for Benjamin. All the golfers of color. He made a way so we can step out. So we got to applaud him, and that's what we're doing. So, Mr. Sp8rts, I salute you in your efforts, and they're not in vain, and we want to recognize you as a unsung hero and a great in the sports world, not just as a person of color, but a great period. And I want to thank everybody to take the time to watch this episode. It's been a very, very positive, enlightening episode. I hope you enjoy receiving this message as much as I enjoy giving it, because it's been a blessing, and I love to talk about black excellence, because when we turn on the TV today, all we see is a bunch of negativity for the most part. And they'll highlight a little bit of the good stuff, but they don't want that positive message out there. But we're here to correct all that, because positivity is what's going to get us far. And without no positivity, we can't do nothing, because we started this and we're going to end it. So with that said, man, we'll be back with some more content later on in the week. I thank y'all for taking y'all time out to watch this. It's your boy, Victor Maestro. This has been another episode of Black Unsung Sports Heroes. Charlie Sp8rts was the subject today. He was legendary. Y'all have a great week and be blessed. Peace.